time to get back to some Mike Oldfield. Time to get back into some crises over here. Listen, if you're finding yourself in a crisis, you got one of two things you could do, or possibly two. Listen to Mike Oldfield. Come over here to Papa Just JP. Let's go ahead and listen to some more. Moving on to the next track here, In High Places. This is, of course, off of Crises, released in 1987. We're just moving on from where we left off. Now, I do see here, because no one told me, no one even mentioned it in the comments anywhere I could see at all, that we have the lovely John Anderson feature on this track. So, obviously, you know I'm extremely excited to hear that. Let's go ahead and hear how he sounds. Let's hear how they do. It's going to be a match made in heaven, I can only imagine. We got heaven. You got Mike Oldfield.
Look down from in high places. Lift off the ground. Without a sound, yeah. We move through open spaces. The wind, it pulls. The sky gets close, yeah. Could we get much higher? Could we get much lighter? Navigator to heaven.
Kind of playfully moves into this. Did Kanye West sample this? Kind of interesting how he's used in this track, actually. John sounds wonderful as always, duh. So I didn't. When he says, "Could we get much higher?" That was sampled by Kanye West on Dark Twisted Fantasy or whatever, which is a great song also. But yeah, when he was saying that, I was like, "Wait a second, I've heard that before." Okay, I think it's really interesting how this song opens up pretty much a cappella. The music begins to kind of fade in, and then before you know it, we get into this very playful, kind of joyous rhythm and melody that Mike Oldfield is, of course, playing behind him. And it's very bouncy, it's very playful, and even, let's kind of do this in tandem. Looking at the lyrics, look down from in high places, lift off the ground without a sound. We move through open spaces, the wind it pulls, the sky gets close. Could we get much higher? Navigator to heaven. Perhaps a little Elias of Sunhillow, right? Check out, did you check your heart? This cloudless blue, this starless night. Shooting out into the shining, that devil moon, he sings of love. Can we get much higher? So, obviously, throughout the lyrics even, he's referencing getting higher, in the sky, and just referencing these different celestial bodies, the moon, the stars, navigating to heaven. And the song itself kind of acts as this, I guess, this vehicle in launching us up into this particular ascent. Because to me, the music has that kind of liftoff energy. But it's not like a sudden explosion kind of liftoff. It's like a slowly building up, but with cosmic fun. And I don't know, there's a smile on his face as we're going up to the stars and navigating up there. The stars, so close we touch them, they seem so small. They make me wonder, far out in formation, 5,000 moons, floating balloons, could we get much higher? So, that's what I'm kind of getting. It just has this very joyous bounce to it. The music with the synth, just kind of dallying us along, and then the drums pushing us. I see that you have Pierre Moreland here as well on the vibraphone. It's just a very light sequence on this particular track, and I really enjoy that. I would say, if you didn't tell me that this was Mike Oldfield handling, the composition and the instruments behind him, I don't think I would have caught it, because I don't hear, I guess, the things that I associate with Mike Oldfield. Now, of course, me having that knowledge, I do hear Mike Oldfield in here in all these doing, but I like that. This almost feels like a little bit of a restrained, let's keep with a specific theme and just write it out. In this particular case with John Anderson, out into outer space. And like I said, I know that this song was featured in Dark Fantasy from Kanye West, and this song was also released as a single in 1987, but I don't see any charting information, so I don't see that it charted anywhere, but I do see that it was released in the UK and in Spain, actually 4 years after this particular album came out. And I also see here that on the occasion of Virgin Records founder Richard Branson's launch of the then largest hot air balloon ever made. So that's why it was released as a single in 1987, 4 years after this came out, because of the launch of the then largest hot air balloon ever made. Well, there you go. Let me know what you guys thought of the track in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter, support the channel, Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. Come back tomorrow. Have a great one, guys. I'll see you all later. Bye.